Yes, guys, you read correctly. I believe there might be now the final dump underway for Bitcoin before we see the really amazing breakout to the upside that we are all anticipating and waiting for. And I will show you the exact level where I believe Bitcoin will go to and will get rejected from and go to the downside, and of course also all downside targets. If you think that is interesting, then definitely stick around here. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell to never miss out on these important updates and episodes. And now let's, without any further ado, directly go into today's content. One reason directly I want to give you why I believe that we see here Bitcoin correcting to the downside really soon is that Bitcoin is not able to manage to stay above $30,830. Every time when Bitcoin comes up here, we are seeing only wicks, hence rejections from that level. And also today's candle was not even, was kind of getting close, but also saw a rejection from there to the downside. And if you follow me for quite a while, then you know already that the more often we are hitting a level, the more likely it is when it is a resistance that we are not actually breaking through it, but getting rejecting from it. So the longer it takes for Bitcoin to break through it, the more likely it gets that we're actually going to the downside first, because the resistance will just turn out to be too strong to push the price higher, and then the price goes the least way of resistance, which will be to the downside. But remember, guys, what I told you this will be not a bad thing. It's actually good for Bitcoin, that Bitcoin will cool down a little bit and will come down and touch the EMA ribbon, which is already at $28,800, which is really good, because that will be a level of support that we can look at, which is starting to coincide with the Fibonacci level here, the 0.382, $28,500, which should give us some sort of support. And let me also show you why. I will now get rid of the EMA ribbon, because otherwise you will not see that clearly. We'll draw here a line. Look at this here, the blue line. So there, that is where the EMA ribbon is sitting right now. And you see also here a lot of wicks all the time before we then saw a break to the upside with a rejection back to the downside. Then here again, a lot of wicks. Here we broke that level after it was for a short period of time support. And here we broke it again. So that is a significant level that Bitcoin will, in my opinion, come back down to retest, depending on where the EMA ribbon will be at the time. And from there, we see a further push to the upside to $32,000, $33,000. So what will be the level that I will be watching to enter that trade? For that, I go to a 4-hourly chart. So, and for the time being, I'm going to remove here that line. So, and that should be actually more like this right now. So I also remove that. Here you see, we have here this upward sloping trend line. Kind of like this. I can tell you, once we are losing this trend line, that will be your warning sign to enter a short and trade this here into that imbalance that we are seeing here. So we could go as low as 28,200, 28,600. But if we would come down there, it will be literally a wick, and then we come above that imbalance, and then the Bitcoin price would just move on. But for now, I don't believe that we go as low as that. So I believe 28.7 is the most likely scenario here for Bitcoin to the downside. So something else that I want to point out is that we are seeing here also, with a small fake out, a potential ascending triangle that Bitcoin is here in right now. And again, if that breaks to the downside, then you know, okay, we are done. That's it. I just want to check here something else. Yeah, so technically I see here an Elliott wave count. And there you're going to see that there is still a fifth way missing. So if I start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you see here a 5 is missing, which should bring us higher. Kind of like that for an elliott wave count. So, and you have always in the fourth wave an ascending triangle. Now the only question is, will it break down first and then go up again, basically with a fake out, or go we straight to the upside? So normally if that is a real elliott wave 5 count, it should break to the upside, but I'm not seeing it right now with everything else on the higher time frames because they're overextended and they need to cool down. But here's another scenario what could happen. We could break out of that based on the lower time frames, and we will just roll over with a fake out, and then we break to the downside and go straight to 28.7. In both scenarios, we can trade that. If you want to short Bitcoin, do it at around $30,000. That would be my entry target. $30,000 is a good level to enter, and your stop loss is basically where we are right now. 30,500 would be the stop loss, and then you trade that all the way down. So now when you're looking at that, here's the entry. Yeah, we just leave it like that. So that's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That's absolutely fine. That is a trade worth taking if it breaks to the downside. I show you again when we are going to the higher time frames and we are looking here, for example, a stochastic RSI. See here, the stochastic is on its way down. The MACD wants to roll over into bearish momentum. And we may be, let me check here. Yeah, and we have also a bearish divergence here, a small one. So because you have here the RSI going down, but you had the price going up. So again, this trend line here is key. 30,555 would be here. That trend line is what we are watching for a potential short to the downside for that bearish divergence. That definitely, in my opinion, is going to play out. It would be only invalidated if we go to $32,000, which again, I'm not seeing right now from what I'm seeing in the charts. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, these kind of trades, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 if you sign up with my specific link here. And also on ASCENDEX, you still get $2,000 absolutely for free if you're using this specific link here. And you can earn also Bitcoins. And they have a special campaign only for you guys right now. You can see it. This is created, this created only for me from the 26th to the 6th of July. If you sign up on ASCENDEX, you get for registration $10. Then if you deposit $500, you get another $20. If you deposit at least $1,000, you get another $40. If you are futures trading with at least $5 exceeding fees, you get another $50, and then exceeding at least $10, another $100. So here is a lot of money up for grasp for really, really simple tasks that you have to complete here. And here you see the event rules. I will just leave them here. You can stop the video to read them. So, but here are basically the rules for that. We have, of course, here the Bitcoin rewards that you can claim here by just completing these simple tasks. So here's in total 10,500 sets available that you can claim here, and you can actually also multiply them, which is amazing. So you should definitely check that out. And you see here, I have already 5,000 sets myself that I can redeem if I want to. And then, of course, they have also a futures bonus. I would also just leave that here. You can stop the video to take advantage of that. So you see ASCENDEX has a lot of perks if you sign up there. I highly recommend you to check it out because it's free money basically. Now let's move on with our content. Here on the 30 minutes chart, you see right now Bitcoin pumping a little bit above the EMA ribbon, but here again, I believe that will be a rejection, and the rejection will come basically from here, from $30,641. That turns now to be out to be strong resistance with all the wicks that we have here. I could go also a little bit higher, $37,700. Yeah, 718, that might be actually the resistance. So we have here right now a small W pattern that seemed to be playing out by breaking this neckline. Yeah, so that brings us back to $30,900. But as you can see, Bitcoin is kind of going sideways now here under that major resistance for quite a while already. And that is not good. So in my opinion, the longer we stay under such a key resistance, the more likely is that we get a really, really harsh rejection. We have seen that in the past when we were at key resistance levels. And why should this time be any different? And I wanted to give you this warning that you are prepared for that. So even if we go to the 3-day chart, here the momentum is not shifting yet, but it might be. And also here, the EMA ribbon is around $28,000 on the 3-day chart, and here you can clearly see how we are trying to get above that resistance level, and we are just not managing to get above that of 30,515 actually on the 3-day chart, and that is quite disturbing to me, and hence why I put out that big warning for you so that you are prepared for that potential $2,000 dump that is coming. And remember yesterday's episode, you should go and watch it again. In yesterday's episode, I told you there are altcoins that will be your last chance to buy them cheap with buy zones and everything. Go and watch that video from yesterday and take advantage of the discounted prices where the coins are mostly now in the buy zone where you can scoop them up for cheap. But wait with the trigger and wait what's happening with Bitcoin. So what I would do is buy a little bit and wait what's going to happen. Don't now shoot with all your dry powder. Just take a little bit and see what's going to happen. And then if it should unexpectedly break to 32K, then you just buy more with the rest of dry powder that you have. Otherwise, you wait a little bit for that correction to settle once the correction kicks in. And then I will give you new buy levels and update you on these altcoins that I gave you yesterday. And as I promised yesterday, I'm going to tell you then if the dump, when the dump is actually happening, not if, but when the dump is coming, I will give you new buy levels if we are way below the original ones. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.